5 reasons you can represent yourself in an employment tribunal. Are you considering representing yourself in an employment tribunal? If so, you may be wondering whether it's a good idea or if it's too risky. The truth is, representing yourself in an employment tribunal is possible and may not be as intimidating as you think, provided you have the right support resources. In this video, we'll be discussing 5 key reasons why you can represent yourself in an employment tribunal without any fear, and why you don't need to hire a solicitor if you don't have that option. And if you watch the complete video until the end, we'll share with you what we believe is the best resource to help any claimant progress their claims in an employment tribunal without a lawyer. Reason 1. The UK law allows self-representation at an employment tribunal. Before you worry about needing a solicitor, let's first tell you that no, it's not a must that you should have a solicitor to start a claim at an employment tribunal. Here is the first reason. The UK law allows anyone to represent themselves in court. That includes the employment tribunal, which is part of the UK justice system. The UK government understands that it's not always possible for an individual to hire a solicitor, especially when there is a need to take immediate action against the wrongdoings of an employer. This is why the law allows self-representation in the tribunal without any restrictions. This leads us to the next reason. Reason 2. You may run out of money to pay your employment solicitor. Even if you started your claim with a solicitor, you may run out of funds to continue paying them. Legal funding is one of the biggest issues in the pursuit of justice. Legal aid in England and Wales. Since the introduction of the Legal Aid, Sentencing and Punishment of Offenders Act 2012, also known as LASPO, unless your employment dispute is connected to criminal negligence or discrimination, the Legal Aid Agency of England and Wales will not grant you legal aid. Actually, very few employment claims qualify for legal funding in England and Wales. Legal aid in Scotland. In Scotland, likewise, the Scottish Legal Aid Board does not provide legal aid public funding for employment claims. Legal aid in Northern Ireland. In Northern Ireland, the Legal Services Agency Northern Ireland, LSANI, may provide public funding for you to receive advice and assistance from a solicitor on any point of Northern Irish law. However, you are unlikely to receive funding for a lawyer to represent you at an industrial tribunal, the equivalent of an employment tribunal. What is common to all countries of the United Kingdom is that all legal aid schemes are means tested. Unless you can prove to be on a low income or apply for exceptional funding, you will not qualify for any legal aid funding at all. In this video's description below, we give you links for legal and official information. Nothing prevents you from paying a solicitor yourself. This is called the self-funding option. But what if your solicitor charges £450 per hour and estimates that they need 10 working days to represent your case? That's already £4,500. Some complex cases, legal fees could exceed £100,000. Self-funding may not be a long-term option and could quickly need a cheaper alternative. Reason 3. People other than solicitors can represent you. So, are there cheaper representation options than solicitors? The simple answer is yes, there are. If your financial circumstances do allow you to afford a lawyer, or if you cannot continue paying them or your legal insurance or legal aid fund has run out, you can still choose 3 alternative options where someone else can represent you. Under UK law, individuals who are not solicitors can represent you at the tribunal if they're authorised to do so. These people include trade union representatives, friends or family members, anyone else with enough knowledge about the law and tribunal process. A person helping you under the last option is called a McKenzie friend. What can a McKenzie friend do for you? McKenzie is someone that can be allowed to remain next to you to satisfy the criteria of fairness in the interest of justice. They are allowed to attend an employment tribunal to assist you with the legal proceedings. A McKenzie friend doesn't necessarily qualify as a lawyer. They are allowed in employment tribunals to provide assistance to a self-represented party because there is no restriction of what is technically called the right of audience at employment tribunals. Be aware that some, not all, McKenzie friends will request a payment from you, but they will always be cheaper than a solicitor. Reason 4. You can quickly learn to represent yourself. Representing yourself in the tribunal can be daunting, difficult, and complex. You need to understand the law and tribunal process before attempting to represent yourself. You also need to prepare your case properly and make sure that you can clearly explain your rights and provide evidence in support of your case. Additionally, you will need to be able to cross-examine witnesses and understand your opponent's case in order to challenge them. That said, we believe anyone can quickly learn how to represent themselves or get their McKenzie friend to do it. You need to access the right resources that will give you the confidence to learn how to present your case and make sure that you win the case. With sufficient knowledge and guidance, we believe you can easily understand the procedure and steps involved in representing yourself in the tribunal. Furthermore, we strongly believe that you should learn to know your case better than anyone else, even when you're represented by a solicitor or a barrister. This approach increases your chances of winning your employment tribunal case. Reason 5. You can access practical materials to help you win. We believe that a good solicitor is always worth their money. But if you decide to go it alone, if you decide to represent yourself at an employment tribunal, consider the e-book, The 5 Phases for Winning an Employment Tribunal Case by Francis Emery. It's a great companion e-book to have on your smartphone or computer that will guide you from a workplace dispute stage to the employment tribunal compensation stage. The e-book covers everything from preparing the paperwork to speaking in court and negotiating settlements. The e-book offers practical advice on how to navigate the legal process and provides helpful tips for approaching each step of the proceedings. Additionally, it includes contact details of many organizations that can provide further support if necessary. We've provided you with 5 reasons why you can represent yourself in an employment tribunal without being assisted by a solicitor. Reason 1. The UK law allows self-representation at an employment tribunal, so it's perfectly legal to represent yourself. Reason 2. Legal aid may not be available to you, and if your litigation fund runs out, you won't be able to pay to be represented by an employment solicitor. Reason 3. People other than solicitors can represent you at an employment tribunal, as long as they get authorized to do so. Reason 4. With the right materials, you can quickly learn to represent yourself at an employment tribunal. Reason 5. The 5 Phases for Winning an Employment Tribunal Case is an invaluable practical e-book that can help people who may feel intrigued or overwhelmed by the UK employment justice system. It can help you learn as you go and implement what you're learning at any stage to achieve a successful outcome. It's been praised for its simple yet comprehensive approach. Grab it today while the introductory price is less than the cost of a sandwich, but can win you thousands of pounds in compensation.